Everyone, today we are going to discuss about the norma basialis. So this is the norma basialis. So norma basialis is divided into anterior part, middle part and the posterior part. So the anterior part of the norma basal is bounded by the alveolar arch and posteriorly bounded by the posterior border of the heart palate. This is the heart palate and this is the posterior border of the heart palate. So the anterior part of the norma basal is anterolaterally bounded by the alveolar arch and the posteriorly bounded by the posterior border of the heart palate, and the middle part of the norma basal is anteriorly bounded by the posterior border of the heart palate and posteriorly bounded by the imaginary transverse line passing through the anterior margin of the foramen magnum, and the posterior part of the norma basal is anteriorly bounded by the imaginary transverse line passing through the anterior margin of the foramen magnum to the superior nuchal line. Okay, so these are the different part of the norma basalis. So let's see the first part of the, or you can say anterior part of the norma basalis. So the anterior part of the norma basalis is formed by the alveolar arch and the heart palate. Okay, so heart palate has two part, anterior 2/3 and the posterior 1/3. So anterior 2/3 part of the norma basalis, anterior part of the norma basalis is formed by the palatine process of maxilla, and the posterior 1/3 of the heart palate is formed by the horizontal plate of palatine bone. A suture is present between the palatine process and the horizontal plate of palatine bone. This is known as plato-maxillary suture. So the plato-maxillary suture present between the heart anterior 2/3 and the posterior 1/3. Intermaxillary suture present between the two palatine process of maxilla. Okay, and the interpalatine suture present between the horizontal plate of the palatine bone. So three sutures are present in the heart palate: intermaxillary suture, interpalatine suture, plato-maxillary suture, and some pits are present in the palatine process of maxilla. Now see here, this is the pits. So palatine glands are lodged in the pits. Okay, now come to the incisive foramen. This is known as incisive foramen. Okay, so this incisive foramen is a deep fossa situated anteriorly in the median plane. This is the incisive fossa. Okay, now see here, this is the incisive canal. Okay, so the incisive canal right and left pierces the wall of the incisive foramen, usually one on each side, but occasionally in the median plane the left incisive canal lie anteriorly and the right one lie posteriorly. Now see, this is the incisive canal within the incisive foramen. So the incisive foramen transmit the terminal part of the greater palatine vessels from the palate to the nose, and the terminal part of the nasopalatine nerve from the nose to the palate. Okay, now come to the greater palatine foramen. This is the greater palatine foramen. Okay, so greater palatine foramen lie just behind the plato-maxillary suture. This is the plato-maxillary suture, and this is the greater palatine foramen lie just behind the plato-maxillary suture, and the greater palatine foramen transmit the greater palatine vessels and the anterior palatine nerve, and just behind the greater palatine foramen, see here, this is the lesser palatine foramen. Okay, this is the lesser palatine foramen. 2 or 3 in number on each side, lie just behind the greater palatine foramen and perforate the pyramidal process of the palatine bone. The pyramidal shape of structure lies just later to the posterior border of the hard palate. So this is the lesser palatine foramen. Okay, so the lesser palatine foramina transmit the middle and posterior palatine nerve. Now come to the posterior border. This is the posterior border of the hard palate. Okay, so this posterior border of the hard palate provide attachment to the palatine aponeurosis. So the palatine aponeurosis attached to the posterior border of the hard palate, and this is the palatine crest. Now see, this is the palatine crest. The palatine crest is a curved ridge near the posterior border of the hard palate. Okay, so this palatine crest provide attachment. Now this is the palatine crest, and this palatine crest provide attachment to the part of the tendon of Tansan Valley palatine muscle. Okay, and this is the posterior nasal spine. So posterior nasal spine lies center of the posterior border of hard palate. So this is the posterior nasal spine, and that posterior nasal spine gives origin to the musculus uvuli muscle. Okay, so this is the posterior nasal spine, this is the posterior border, and this is the palatine crest. This is the greater palatine foramen, this is the lesser palatine foramen, and this is the incisive foramen. This is the intermaxillary suture, interpalatine suture, and this is the pretomaxillary suture, and this is the palatine process of maxilla, and this is the horizontal plate of palatine bone, and this is the alveolar arch which lodges the root of upper teeth. Thank you.